YouTube, what's going? How y'all doing? We got crazy conspiracies that turned out to be true. Let's see what the foryou. Gotta wait 2 minutes before I can say that. Let's see what's going on with these conspiracy theories, man. How y'all doing today? If y'all doing well, say you doing well. If you ain't doing well, you will be doing well. Let's get it.
The conspiracy theories that turned out to be true. The Canadian fruit machine. The fruit machine is an ambiguous name, but if you have a keen mind, you might have had a few assumptions on what it could have been about. But if you're still in the dark, let me give you its other name, Canada's gaydar, or gay
Let's go back.
theories that turned out to be true. The Canadian fruit machine. The fruit machine is an ambiguous name, but if you have a keen mind, you might have had a few assumptions on what it could have been about. But if you're still in the dark, let me give you its other name, Canada's gaydar, or gay detection machine. That should paint a bit of a clearer picture. If I told you that the Canadian government in the 1960s came up with a strange device and a series of tests specifically made to identify gay men so that they...
Let's just say, I know it's your life, but at the same time, do you like men? That shit say, they say we gon' find out who the ones that's out here sleeping with the same ones and who the ones that's out here not sleeping with the same ones in their life. You bet not be out here freaking and geeking with another person of the same sex. It ain't supposed to be going. We got a tester and we gonna find out. Now what if a nigga they took the test, right? And the whole time dude know he ain't gay, but the test say he is. He be pissed. He be like, man, y'all got me fucked up, man. Nigga ain't never been to bed with no other nigga, man. What? Fuck you talking about your gaydar test said that I'm out here putting it and sticking it where it stank. You got like fucked up. I couldn't wait 2 minutes, man. Let's get it, man.
They could discriminate against them, you would call me crazy, right? Well, you're not alone, but unfortunately, you are wrong, and the Canadian government did exactly that. Let me explain. The whole point of this fruit machine was essentially to identify and remove homosexual men working in government roles, specifically in the military and law enforcement. During the 1960s, Dr. Frank Robert Wake developed a rather strange series of psychological tests with the purpose of, obviously, identifying...
Hey, y'all cut that out!
How this machine actually worked was kind of...
Damn, cats in there fighting, man. We got two cats. Me so common, and they in there going at it right now. I swear, sometime it be like them little niggas be taking each other bodies and throwing themselves into the door, like throwing themselves in the door. They be getting that crazy. I be having to go out there and be like, man, sit y'all ass down. For them lit niggas to sit down. If you don't, you just go here, boom, bro. One night the shit scared the fuck out of me. I thought a nigga was in my house, bro. If I could show you in previous videos. You know, I got my fraternity paddle up there hanging on the wall. I had to get up, grab that motherfucker, go out there and see what's going down, man. Whole time these niggas in there fighting, throwing each other against the door, flying against the couch and shit. Tripping.
Hilarious and extremely rudimentary. Basically, all it would do is it would show you erotic images and say essentially gay buzzwords to see if your body had any sort of positive reaction to this stimuli. One of the markers they were looking for was a dilation of the subject's pupils, among other things. This was essentially the equivalent of a lie detector, but instead of detecting lies, it was detecting the big gay. Regardless of its ineffectiveness and rather strange methods to begin with, the results were taken seriously and led to the firing and discrimination of thousands of people, which unfortunately led to a huge rise in suicides, which is just heartbreaking. This entire project was discontinued in the late 1960s, making this entire fruit machine fiasco very short-lived, at least relatively, but the impact was still long-lasting. On top of the jobs and lives lost, the RCMP, the Royal Canadian Mounted Police, still continued to collect files on suspected gay people for years after this project was...
Man, I thought they was finna say they still do that shit today. Imagine you working at your desk, knowing you ain't like that, but they be like, look, our test came back that you like that. Man, I would've, man, they be like, man, when we showed you that picture of that nigga bent over, yeah, man, your eyes jumped up a little bit. Fuck, nigga, I'm in shock, cause why the fuck you showing me something like that? I don't want to see that. No against nobody out there that is that way, and that's your life. Live your life. Your life is your life. Whatever you choose to do, do it. But I don't rock like that. But you show a picture, you like, nigga, what the fuck, nigga? I wasn't expecting to see that. And off that, they like, oh yeah, that nigga one of them. What?
Included. So if you're ever with a
I lost my whole motherfucking job off your assumption. Nigga, I ain't even Man, play the
They
video.
say, that guy's gay. I can tell because I have gaydar. Tell them, you don't have gaydar. The Canadian government had gaydar. And they used it to discriminate, whether they were gay or not, as any little twinkling of evidence was good enough for them, and this had huge impacts. Then just sit there and awkwardly look at each other for a few minutes, and if they ask you how you knew this, you know what to tell them. Trust me, bro. The gay bomb. While we're on the topic of the big gay, I have one more for you. That being the gay bomb, which was a non-lethal chemical weapon theorized by, surprise, surprise, the United States military, specifically the Air Force.
Fucking
This
America,
bomb's
man.
purpose was simple yet strange. It was meant to be dropped over enemy territories, spreading a chemical mixture in the form of gas that would turn enemy troops essentially homosexual. This hypothetical weapon was
Man, what the fuck was that? This nigga took the time to draw out a nigga getting this shit beat by another nigga drawing. Maybe you like that, my boy. And if you are, it's fine. It's your life. It's your life. Live it. You feel me? But in the same sense, nigga, you drew that. Like, you drew it. Like, you sketched that shit out and then digitalized it. You know what I'm saying? And how fucking stupid was niggas back in the day? They're like, man, we gonna drop this bomb and the fumes gonna turn everybody this way. Like, what the fuck, man? Like, y'all slow. Like, be for real, man. We y'all slow. What? Was everybody just slow back then, bro? Like, for real. The slowest shit to me, though, be the people who racist. It's like, my nigga, you don't like me cause the color of my skin. What that nigga say? Nigga, it's just skin. It's skin, my nigga. It's just skin. That shit dumb. Oh, man, you black. I don't like you because you're black. You don't like me because my skin black. So if I'm the same person in the same body, but the only difference is instead of this skin being black, it's white. Now you fuck with me, but I'm the same motherfucker up through and through. You sound dumb. Like, that racism is so stupid to me, bro. It's so stupid. We all people. We all God people, man. Why we gotta act this way? And anybody that's watching this and you racist, man, change your ways, change your life. My nigga, like, really sit there and sit with me and think right now. As you doing whatever racist people do, right? Think about it. You don't like me because this skin is a different color. Bitch, my skin could be pink, bitch. Green, bitch. You ain't gonna like me then either, man. Your skin green, it ain't white skin, man. It ain't right skin. If it ain't white skin, it ain't right skin. That's what you trying to say? Shut your dumb ass up, man. It's a color. And to my black people who racist to white people, man, shut your dumb ass up too, man. It's a color, my nigga. We all the same. I know we went through a whole lot of shit. Don't get me wrong. I don't take that from nothing. But at the same time, nigga, it's just skin. You gotta judge a person by their character, not the color of their skin, nigga. Word up. Ain't that what they said back in the 90s? Word up. All right, man. Let's continue.
Was confirmed in a 1994 Department of Defense document, where it spoke of a hypothetical weapon designed to dispense sexual pheromones among enemy forces to generate mutual attraction. Now, initially, I thought the military application would be that the soldiers would just be too busy loving on each other to get any fighting done, but that wasn't the case.
Fuck?
It's actually a lot less
This
interesting.
nigga John,
Supposedly,
he
the
drew
entire
this
point
shit.
was to cause confusion and panic amongst these troops, reducing their effectiveness in battle. Picture this. The year is 1993. You and your friend are sitting on the couch watching the movie Sniper, which just came out. When all of a sudden you say to your friend jokingly, I bet the US government's probably thought about making bombs that would turn the enemies gay. You and your friend have a chuckle and continue the movie. However, the following year, you are hanging out with this same friend again, and instead of watching a movie, you are doing something that every teenager does. Reading a Department of Defense release, when all of a sudden you see actual confirmation that the US Air Force was contemplating a gay bomb. After reading this, you're shocked, and you look your homie in the eyes and can't believe that your silly little joke was true. And in that moment, you and your friend start making out because you guys were gay. Alright, seriously though. The first two are a bit silly, but these get a lot more serious. Project MK Naomi. As I said, Project MK, I'm sure the word ultra was the first thing that
That's
popped
the
into
first
your
thing
head.
popped in
And
my
that's
head.
because most people know about that crazy true conspiracy theory. And for that reason, I wanted to add something a bit different. Project MK Naomi was actually the successor of MK Ultra, and was a collaboration between the CIA and the US Department of Defense. And it went on for almost 2 decades, from the 1950s to the 1970s. The entire goal of Project MK Naomi was to gain a deeper knowledge on chemical and biological warfare weapons, specifically to determine what substances would kill people. people and what chemicals would do what to people. Once the CIA and Department of Defense had a list of chemicals and a list of reactions ranging from irritation all the way to death, they then started focusing on unique delivery systems for these chemicals. Most notable of which being dart guns, specifically dart guns either filled or having their tip coated with these specific chemicals, with one of the most famous examples being the heart attack gun, which was, like you may have guessed, a gun that shot a dart at a target that would, shortly after injection, cause a heart attack in the victim, making a very intentional death seem accidental. And it's no doubt that these weapons would have been very useful for spies, especially during the Cold War, when tensions and the need for a good spy was at an all-time high. And if you're for some reason unfamiliar with Project MKUltra, it's basically the government using LSD on non-consenting individuals to try to test mind control as a...
Imagine living your life, right? You just walking down the street and it's a random nigga that just don't like you and you don't even know this nigga, but he don't like you for no reason. Healthy life, living and shit, man. You just walking around, nigga hit you with a dart, you think you got bit by a fly, you like, damn, that shit hurt. Couple minutes later, you like, the fuck is that? The fuck was that? Nigga, I got scared for real. I thought man. Fuck, boy, I got nervous for a second, boy. I thought I got hit with a damn dart. Anyway, somebody hit you with a dart. And a few minutes later, you and that bitch like this. And then, you know what I'm saying? Then you just, and it's over. And you ain't did shit to nobody. That nigga just wanted to get you gone. Probably wanted your wife.
Very basic elevator pitch. But I'm assuming most of you are aware of that one. USA's fake Cuban attack.
You were doing good with no ads, and you fuck niggas want to give me more ads, man. Fuck you and your ad, man. I'm sorry, look,
this video is quickly taking a very dark turn, but that's kind of how these lists go. In 1962, during the Cold War, the US wasn't just tense with Russia, it also had growing tensions with its southern neighbor, Cuba. Specifically because Fidel Castro had risen to power in Cuba and was a rather large proponent of communism, or at least kept a very good relationship with Russia. During this time, the US experienced the Cuban Missile Crisis, which simply put was Russia putting their nukes in Cuba because the US had put their nukes in Turkey and Italy. This situation was scary, but it was resolved safely. However, the US did not forget, hence them coming up with Operation Northwoods. The plan suggested that the government would carry out a series of fake terrorist attacks on the American military and civilians, to then blame Cuba for these attacks and then justify going to war. Some of these crazy actions that they planned on doing to their own people was hijacking planes, sinking boats, and even bombing US cities, all done intentionally to point the blame at Cuba. But this wasn't just a get back for the Cuban Missile Crisis. This plan was part of a larger effort to oppose Fidel Castro's communist government, which was aligned directly with the Soviet Union, the USA's enemy at the time. And with the Soviet Union having an ally so close to US soil, the US was feeling the heat. Although, would that have justified any of these actions? I don't believe so. That being said, fortunately, none of these actually happened. Although it's not because the government had a change of heart and realized this was awful. President John F. Kennedy simply rejected the plan because he thought that this would cause a large-scale war against Russia, which he deemed to be too risky. Regardless though, none of these horrible attacks injured any innocent people, which is great. And nobody even knew about it until 1997, when the documents were declassified and made public. So yeah, although the government didn't sacrifice its own people in the name of war, they definitely heavily considered it, which is definitely concerning. North Korea abducting Japanese citizens. During the late 1970s to early 1980s, there were rumors spreading around coastal Japan that North Korean agents were abducting innocent Japanese citizens and taking them back to North Korea for a plethora of reasons. This rumor even gained government attention and was simply brushed off as a conspiracy theory that had absolutely no merit. That was until it was proven to be right. Between 1977 and 1983, North Korean agents were doing exactly what I described, abducting Japanese citizens from coastal cities of Japan and taking them back to North Korea for a multitude of reasons. In these
Again, think about you living your life, walking around and shit. Next thing you know the TikToks where the nigga be throwing a bag on niggas' head and yanking their ass. Now that's you. Then you wake up in a fucking communist country like, damn, can't go nowhere. And they sitting there asking you questions that you don't got the answer to. How much funding do they spend on food in your country? Man, fuck, nigga, I don't know. I'm a regular civilian, nigga. I was going to work. You know what I'm saying? I was going to work, but I had the shit before I went to work. And then you niggas gonna throw the bag on my head, and now I gotta steal shit right now. Nigga, where your bathroom? Nah, man. When y'all, what y'all clean y'all ass with? 1 ply or 2 ply? Nigga, everybody clean their ass differently over there, man. I don't know. You know. And then they go ahead and they start shocking your nipples and shit. You know what I'm saying? Shit just getting crazy, man. Shit don't make sense.
These people weren't your typical abduction victim. They weren't prostitutes or homeless or anybody who seemed potentially vulnerable. They were seemingly chosen at random, making this even more scary and bizarre. The Japanese government officially recognizes over 17 victims of North Korea's abduction, although North Korea only claims they abducted 13, which to me is even crazy that they admitted to anything. But some people suggest that over hundreds of people were taken. These victims were ranging anywhere from teenagers to adults, and were kidnapped for, like I mentioned, various reasons, but were most commonly used to teach Japanese or Japanese culture to North Korean spies, so that these North Korean spies could acclimate to the culture and essentially blend right in. Besides teaching at these schools, they would also provide fake IDs for covert operations, as these people weren't going to be in Japan, so spies could take their identity and use them. The only reason that North Korea ever even admitted to any of the abductions was because after investigations by the Japanese authorities, there was simply no doubt at all that these abductions were happening and that these people were in North Korea. It was only until there was absolutely no one else to blame and nowhere else to go for North Korea that they finally admitted. Unfortunately, there really is no happy ending to this story, and the chances are that these abductions have gone on much longer and there has been many more victims than we could have ever imagined in this situation. And with the way that things are currently with North Korea, it's very likely that they will never be held accountable for literally abducting, torturing, and killing innocent Japanese citizens.
That's the weirdest thing in the world to me. Like, imagine stealing people. Like, imagine, like, you just wake up like, man, I want to steal somebody today. That shit don't make sense, man. That ain't normal, man. Y'all niggas weird, man. Y'all weird. Niggas be weird, man. Fuck. Shocking nipples and shit. What's going on, man? Feel me? Like, you know something that I think is the worst torturous thing that somebody could do, bro? Imagine you in a chair, right? You tied up in a chair. You sitting in a bitch like this. You stuck. You can't move. And they bring out a damn cat, right? And then the cat claws ain't been clipped in years. And all the cat job is to do is stick they fucking claws in your kneecaps and just scrape down on the bitches. Boy, I cry, boy. I cry, boy. It be over with, man. But I ain't gonna, if y'all want to see the whole video, man, y'all come to this channel, watch it. What's the name of this channel? We got, Trust Me, Bro. That's the name of the channel, bro. If y'all enjoyed it, bro, leave me a like, comment, and subscribe. And you know, I'm gonna catch y'all in the next one. Don't get took out here, man. You know what I'm saying? And don't let nobody shock your nipples, man. You know what I mean? Looking ass. I see y'all in the next one. Bye.